Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Evening News Rundown. I am Mellissa Thomas, bringing you your quick dose of the know for your Friday as you head into the weekend. Thanks so much for tuning in. We always appreciate you guys for that. And as always, we'd like to update you with the COVID-19 numbers from the World Health Organization, the CDC, and the Florida Department of Health. So as of right now, the World Health Organization is reporting globally, we're looking at over 4.3 million confirmed cases with over 295,000 confirmed deaths. Here in the US, the CDC is reporting that we are at over 1.4 million confirmed cases and approaching 86,000 confirmed deaths. Here in the state of Florida, according to the Florida Department of Health, we are at over 44,000 confirmed cases here in the state and over 1,900 confirmed deaths. Now, jumping over to some world news for you guys. The city of Hong Kong, you guys know about Hong Kong. They were one of the more positive stories coming out of COVID-19. However, they're starting to see more cases. Out of 23 days clean, no reports, they're now showing a couple of confirmed cases, literally a couple. Two new confirmed cases, a 66-year-old older lady and her 5-year-old granddaughter. Now, these two have not traveled outside of Hong Kong. So right now it is being classified as a local case. So what the medical officials there are doing is contact tracing to make sure they're contact tracing throughout that particular city to make sure that nothing else, that no other cases will spread as a result of these two testing positive for COVID-19. Now, jumping over here to the US, speaking of COVID-19, President Trump announced yesterday that he will use the military to distribute the COVID-19 vaccine once it is available. He named Army Admiral, one second, guys. He named the Army Admiral, the head, the COO of the Operation Warp Speed. Forgive me for not giving you guys the correct name, but the Operation Warp Speed is a program, of course, that the administration has put in place to hurry up the vaccine process to make sure that, everyone's big concern is to get the vaccine so we can return to as close to normal as possible. But the big announcement was his announcement yesterday about using the military to deploy those vaccines. His estimate is that the vaccine will be ready by the end of 2019 or 2020. However, Dr. Fauci is saying that it will likely take a little bit longer, so we will likely see the vaccine by 2021 instead. So, as always, we will keep you guys posted for that. I'm jumping over to some Florida news for you guys very quickly. As you likely heard today, Governor Ron DeSantis announced that Monday we will be full-blown phase 1. So those of you who like to get your fitness on, the gyms will be open for you. Just wanted to slide that in there. If you hadn't heard it yet, perhaps you were still at work or on shift before you could hear that. And then in a bit of unfortunate news, the city of Miramar is furloughing several of its employees, and it's the first city in South Florida to do so. They announced that they will be furloughing 1,200 city employees, and that includes first responders. So we're talking about 150 firefighters and over 200 police officers there. Now, the bit of a prickly issue with this announcement is that according to several of the workers' unions that represent the employees that work for the city, neither the workers' unions nor the employees were given a heads up about the furloughs until the public announcement was made. So the plot thickens where that is concerned. We'll continue to keep you guys posted as a result of that. Right now, the city of Miramar is projected to suffer a $23 million loss as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, which is, of course, the reason why they decided to start furloughing. And the parameters of the furlough is the employees would furlough 8 hours per week, starting from June 11th until December 9th. So long time to reduce their work hours and therefore their work pay. But stay tuned right here as we continue to keep you updated. Now, before I get into your business and your sports news, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
We wanted to move back home to be closer to his family. We decided to go with pods because things were stressful enough.
We weren't sure how long we were going to need storage for, so we needed something that was flexible, and then they can deliver the container to wherever we move to.
We haven't found the perfect house yet, but we're still looking.
All right, guys, welcome back. Thanks for continuing to tune in. And that name I was struggling with earlier is Gustave Perna, the U.S. Army admiral who was named as the chief operating officer for the Operation Warp Speed there. Wanted to make sure to get you that correct information. So jumping over to business news, you just heard me talk about the city of Miramar doing furloughs. Delta Airlines will be retiring its Boeing 777 jet from its fleet as a result of declining flights going international. They've seen a drop in long-haul international flights. So as a result, their daily cash burn has been very huge. What they've been able to do during the past month is slash that cash burn in half, basically cut their losses in half down to about 50 million so far over the last month. And, you know, these guys, you'll start to hear more news like that from the various different airlines. They're projecting a glut of 7,000 pilots by fall, given the decrease in demand for the flights, especially in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. So they've decided to contract as much as possible with regards to their operations and to reduce the amount of losses that they're dealing with. So far, they've been doing it through furloughs and layoffs. So the saga continues where that is concerned. Now, speaking of salaries, jumping over to sports news for you guys, one of our own, the Tampa Bay Rays, Blake Snell, he says he wants all the salary, okay? He is not taking a pay cut. This comes as a result of a recent conversation he had on Twitch where the topic came up about the MLB proposing a 50-50, pay cut with the owners and the players. And he was saying, given the risk that is associated with coming out to play again with the COVID-19 pandemic still active and no vaccine yet, if he's going to risk himself, he wants his full pay, whatever that's going to look like. He wants his full salary. Now, originally, before the pandemic hit, his original scheduled salary for 2020 was $7 million. He wants every bit of that. And the other reason he didn't want to take the pay cut is also due to the shortened time. Given the pandemic and the lockdown, they're playing for less time, which means the pay will be less. But you'll likely hear a little bit more from our lovely Casey Hudson when she comes on at 8 p.m. tonight to talk about that. Now, in the meantime, before I bring you your entertainment story, we're going to take one last commercial break. I'll be right back.
I'm not picking it up. You pick it up.
I'm not picking it up.
Well, somebody's got to pick it up.
I'll pick it up. They're clean. 'Cause my hand is clean. Oh yeah, I'm Charmin clean. That's how I know they're clean.
Charmin Ultra Strong is woven like a washcloth and just cleans better.
Yeah, I'm Charmin
The
clean.
kid does have a point.
My hand is clean.
Enjoy the go with Charmin. And for an extra clean finish, try Charmin Flushable Wipes.
Guys, thanks for tuning back in. We're going to wrap it up with our final story for the night, the entertainment story. You've heard us reporting here between celebrities and athletes doing all manner of philanthropic efforts in the fight against COVID-19. So this latest story is with the country music industry joining in the effort. The latest initiative is a joint effort between CMT and Feeding the Front Line. They're doing a telethon happening on May 20th. Now, this is going to raise funds for employees working on the front line. So medical workers, first responders, folks like that who are folks who are considered essential workers in the fight against COVID-19. They're going to air the telethon 3 times on that day during the meal times. So if you want to give your support during the event, you can do so during each of those times. Each of these times are Central Standard Time, by the way. So 9 a.m. during your breakfast, 1 p.m. during your lunch, and 7 p.m. during dinner time. So if you want to get involved in that, be sure to call in or, check out the website during those times to lend your support. And we'll continue to give you guys these great stories about all those who are continuing to support essential workers in the fight against COVID-19. And we salute you for doing your part wherever you are. Make sure you continue to wash your hands. There are a lot of talks over the internet throughout the world about a possible second wave. So we encourage you to continue to do what you can on your part, continue to wash your hands, continue to wipe down everything, and continue to stay safe. Keep yourself covered when you're venturing out and practice social distancing. Guys, that does it for me here at the Evening News Rundown. Thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't yet, be sure to follow us. You can check us out on Facebook. You can hit like on Florida National News. You can find us at Florida National News, at FNN News Live, or at FNN News TV. And be sure to subscribe on our YouTube channel. You can find us at Florida National News there. Be sure to click the bell to get all of the notifications. And our programming night is not over quite yet. Be sure to tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight when Casey comes back with the FNN Sports Take. So she'll probably go into more detail with Blake Snell and all the other sports talk. She'll give you your sports headlines as you head into the weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great night.